Job rotation is one of the many on-the-job training techniques used by firms to manage turnover. In simple terms, job rotation can be defined as a technique whereby employees are moved between two or more jobs in a planned manner. This technique can be better described as a lateral transfer of employees among a number of different positions and tasks within jobs, where each requires different skills and responsibilities. During the specified time periods, individuals are exposed to and are able to learn new skills. Thus, job rotation enables individuals to gain experience in various areas of the firm and therefore broaden their perspective. Job rotation is a development technique that is widely being used and traditionally addressed at organisational level. Studies on job rotation and performance have indicated that firms have been able to sustain competitive advantage when implementing this technique. When summarised, some of the perceived benefits of job rotation are: the plan provides well-rounded training and a background of experience for the individuals. It streamlines the organisation through periodic introduction of managerial viewpoints. It stimulates the development of the individual because of the element of competition. It eliminates the assumption by an individual of any vested rights in a particular job. It also tests the individual, minimises friction caused by personality clashes or personal feuds, and widens the trainee's circle of acquaintances among company executives. So long as there are advantages, there are always going to be disadvantages. And in relation to job rotation, these have been identified as difficulty in determining injury causation, practical problems of physically moving employees from one job to the next, unsuitable wage reforms, and training. The level of success a job rotation program achieves directly correlates to the amount of planning involved. The steps needed to develop a job rotation program have been vigorously researched and identified as goal setting, surveying existing conditions, task analysis, the development of a rotation schedule, training and break-in period, implementation of rotation schedule, and the monitoring of the program. It is also noted that the rotation program should be evaluated yearly at the very least to ensure that the set goals are achieved and expectations of the program met. In order for a firm to adopt a job rotation technique to manage turnover, it must first meet a list of desirable characteristics. These include the hierarchical structure of the firm, its age, growth rate and size, and the characteristics of its workforce. Firms with a more hierarchical structure rely more heavily on promotion, and thus employees are and will remain more motivated. Expanding firms and young firms are very similar in situations in terms of acquiring knowledge about employees and the need to learn which tasks different employees are best at. In regards to workforce characteristics, employees' average tenure in the firm and industry and the heterogeneity of the firm come into play. Rotation is more likely when employees have more need to be trained. Therefore, employees with less tenure are more likely to rotate, and the firm with a more diverse workforce is likely to benefit from job rotation. This is because heterogeneity plays an important role from the employees and the employer's perspective. In its entirety, job rotation can be used as a mechanism with which the firm can learn about all its employees, the products, the profitability of different jobs and activities. It is proven to be a positive experience, or at the very least, a desirable system for all employers. Japanese firms are well known for their practice of job rotation. In particular, one company that has adopted this on-the-job training technique is Toyo Kaigo, the producer of Mazda cars and Japan's third largest automaker. Toyo Kaigo first utilised job rotation in the mid-1970s during the auto industry crisis. Throughout this time, 2/3 of the company's chiefs were rotated to new positions, and it was noted by the first president, Yamasaki, that too many people had stayed in one job for too long, and the reshuffle changed their ways of looking at problems. Toyo Kaigo maintained its lifelong employment principle while reducing its workforce through the attrition and transfer of workers to their jobs. This resulted in the company having an efficient workforce that is more knowledgeable of their specialised competitors. So why did the implementation of a job rotation scheme work so well for the firm? As previously stated, a firm must go through a series of steps in order to successfully adopt a job rotation scheme. Toyo Kaigo originally had a goal of achieving a totally Japan-built car. Upon surveying existing conditions, it was found, as previously stated, that Japan was in an auto industry crisis. From here, an analysis of tasks was conducted and most employees were rotated to different positions throughout the factory, and the development of a rotation schedule began to take place. The implementation of a rotation schedule soon began, as did the constant monitoring of the program soon after. Although Toyo Kaigo didn't completely adhere to the order of steps outlined, it did meet them. Toyo Kaigo obtains all the desirable characteristics of a firm wanting to implement job rotation. It has a strong hierarchical structure with numerous management teams, and during the time of implementation, the firm was expanding. Employees were motivated as the prospect of promotion was big, and the need to learn which employees would do well at which tasks was great. This company also utilised numerous techniques in its efforts to eliminate the costs associated with turnover. These included the promotion of teamwork, thus diffusing knowledge throughout the firm and reducing reliance on one worker. Job standardisation also took place, and development of a knowledge management system in which each worker reports what they do and how they do it was adopted. Some of the benefits Toyo Kaigo has experienced from practicing job rotation include the development of broad gauge generalists. This is in contrast to Westerners, who tend to be specialists in designated fields. Employers and employees have been able to establish a close working association with many others in a variety of areas which they would not have been able to in Western firms. This enhances communication and mutual understanding of the company's problems. Toyo Kaigo has also reduced its risk of losing low-skilled personnel, as if a worker is unsatisfied, they are unlikely to leave, as they know their position will change in due time. Finally, both employers and employees are able to identify with the values of the corporation as opposed to the values of a given specialty or profession. As Toyo Kaigo is world-renowned for its adoption and successful implementation of job rotation, recommendations about their existing policy are hard to come by. However, few can be made. These include ensuring the matching of firms and their workers such that they enjoy mutual benefits from the practice. This is because not all workers will receive the same utility gain from the rotation as others. Also, to offer more attributes along with job rotation, including egalitarian sharing and stronger participation in decision-making regarding the firm and its processes. Toyo Kaigo may also like to employ retention strategies as a backup in managing turnover. This may include delaying payments and offering shares and bonuses, tailored benefits such as flexible working hours, and simply offering new opportunities to employees. These may include more responsibilities, training opportunities, and early promotions. Not only does the fact that job rotation take place so freely within the firm allow the smooth implementation of readjustments, but it also allows the company to display great strengths in periods of recessions. The success of the frequent job rotation policy adopted here can be directly attributed to the permanent employment system adopted within the firm. Toyo Kaigo has and will continue to employ a near flawless adoption of the job rotation as its on-the-job training technique used in an effort to manage turnover, and this is to be commended. Thank you.